And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. This is the Sacramento Report. I'm Steve Swat. My guest this segment is Bob Dutton, a member of the State Senate from Rancho Cucamonga. Thank you very much for being with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
And I think this is probably going to be the last time we see you. You are termed out.
Yes, I'm termed out at the end of this year.
Headed perhaps for greener pastures. And
well, I like to continue on in public service in some kind of capacity. I felt that I've done a really good job for the people in my district and for the state of California, and I'm looking forward to continuing in some capacity.
I want to talk about one or two of the bills that you've been involved with over the years, and one actually, currently. And it's interesting. It has to do with the Americans with Disabilities Act,
Correct.
ADA, and the, certainly you can say frivolous, I think, lawsuits that we've seen over a number of years that have been filed against small businesses with the idea of settling and making some quick dollars. So I want to talk a little bit about that bill, but also how that bill sort of worked its way through the legislative process. We hear so much about the polarization at the Capitol these days, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's a lot of that, but this is a cooperative effort between you and the Senate President Pro Tem Darrell Steinberg.
Yeah, it is, and I'm very proud of that legislation. I think we're doing the right thing for the small businesses of the state of California, not just in my district, but it did start in my district, and in fact, in the city of Redlands. Some small businesses there were being victimized for technical violations. The color of the paint has faded in the handicap parking stall, or your bathroom mirror is 2 inches too high, or something of that nature. These are real technical violations. And so we started getting into it, and we introduced a bill originally that would have provided for a 90-day right to cure, and so that you couldn't at least be sued until you had a chance to fix the violation first. U.S. Senator Feinstein actually got involved. She sent a letter of support for my bill, and then Senator Pro Tem Darrell Steinberg, he approached me and said, this might be one of those things that we want to work together on to solve a problem. And so we decided to join forces in a bipartisan fashion to actually try to fix a problem. Small business owners are both Democrat and Republican and independents, and Green Party and everything else. So this is not really a partisan issue. And what we discovered is that there was a lot of differences between the state Americans with Disability Act and the federal. And so it looks like we're going to get a pretty good piece of legislation. It's not everything I wanted, but I do think it'll help defer the frivolous lawsuits that really don't give you any more greater access to a property. A lot of times, these small business owners, they don't have a lot of money, but I do think it'll move us in the right direction, so at least we can stop the predatory practice of going after small businesses or anybody, and then not actually getting the improvements made anyway.
And it's an example, though, of politics being the art of compromise.
Absolutely.
And politics also being the art of the possible.
And this wasn't the only one. I mean, we had the deal with the with Amazon and eBay and the other big box retailers, Home Depot. That was at the end of last year, and that was a bipartisan effort too. I started the process, and most people give me credit for seeing it through. But the fact of the matter was, both Speaker Perez and also Senator Steinberg were very critical in us coming up with a bipartisan solution.
Well, interesting. In both of those cases, I think a lot of the public doesn't realize that at times Democrats and Republicans do get together and do the public's business. So that's great.
Once in a while.
All right. Bob Dutton, member of the State Senate from Rancho Cucamonga, termed out legislator. Thanks very much for being with us. We appreciate it. Thanks also to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on My Government On Demand, also on YouTube.